Okay.
Yeah.
Your album title. It's like the album title is Like Drawing Blood. Can you explain the album title?
Yeah, it's a little bit gothic, obviously.
Yeah.
More so maybe than is appropriate for the music that's on the album. But it was a hard album to write for me because almost heaps of times, at least every month in the maybe 2 years that I spent writing the record, I was ready to just kind of go, what am I doing? This is no good, or it's too hard, or I'm never going to, finish an album. So it was quite a challenging thing to continue to go, this is worth keeping to do and, keeping going with this. So in a way it was kind of like it took so much out of me for 2 years, kind of off and on trying to finish the record. It felt a little bit like, it was kind of like taking the very kind of life energy from me, like drawing blood, to put into making this record. And it also, as a title, that went hand in hand with the album cover, which has kind of what looks like kind of splatters of blood on a canvas, which is a painting I did when I was young. But,
so it's your own
double
painting?
Yeah, when I was young. It's like, kind of similarly, artwork-wise with both my records, I've tried to do the same type of thing I've done with the music, which is take something from the past or sample something existing and, recontextualize it for fronting something new.
And what I was wondering was the title song, Like Drawing Blood. I almost didn't hear anything.
Yeah, turn it up.
Yeah. And what's the story behind the title song?
It's a little introduction to to the album. It's kind of turn it up is all I can say.
Yeah. So I did.
Listen
and
more.
then you hear the second song, and then it almost exploded out of the stereo.
Almost blew your head off.
Yeah.
Great. It worked.
It works. That was the idea behind it.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the record took long before it came out in Europe. Why is that?
Partly because I had to clear a lot of samples.
Mm-hmm.
That took a long time, and it's still in process. I still can't release it in the United States quite yet because there's other issues for that territory. And some people said no to the samples, so I had to remove them or replay them or find some creative way to get around the fact that they weren't going to allow me to use those snippets of sound in my album, which was, that was annoying because I felt like I said, it was already so hard finishing the album, and I had to open it all up again, tweak things, remix it, remaster it, and I had to do that about 3-4 times.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
just because every time something new would come through, like someone would say yes provisionally to a sample clearance and then come back later with a request for an advance or some kind of stipulation in the contract. It was just too onerous or just too ludicrous to go with. So then I had to go, I'll go back and do something else with it. I'll remove it, or I'll change it, or I'll replay the sound so that I don't need to get the clearance for this particular sample. So it took a long time, and it just took a long time to find a label who wanted to release it, because I've brought my records out completely independently in Australia. I've been building my story just by word of mouth and a little bit of community and independent radio play. It's gone incredibly well there for an album that's had no real promotion or traditional, record label backing. So because of that, people didn't start talking about it until a year down the track. And as a result, to talk to people overseas about it, I didn't have a story until, quite a way into the release. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Your first single over here is Learnalilgivinanlovin.
Yeah.
It got a lot of airplay here in Holland on
I've
MTV Brand New, on the big radio stations. What's the story behind the song?
Some people have said it could or should have been a Basics song, because the Basics have done quite a bit of soul, Motown sounding, sort of retro, sort of up-tempo stuff. So I kind of wrote it from a few horn samples and a drum beat that I found, and I really just wanted to write something that was a real homage to Phil Spector's Wall of Sound. That really great 60s Motown, just 20-30 musicians in a room, just really simple, great, good kind of up-tempo feel. And when I was writing the lyrics, I think I had a chance to maybe try to cut against that and maybe try and write something, I don't know, kind of contemporary or ironic, or kind of comment on the fact that I had a track that was very old school. But I just kind of thought, no, look, let's just try to write a really kind of uplifting, positive song about how I feel most of the time in my life, which is really energized and happy and wanting to share that with my friends and my family and the world, and just to do that in a really authentic kind of way. So doesn't have to be something that mixes up old sounds with a contemporary kind of bend. Let's just make a really authentic homage to 60s Motown soul music, but also with a song that's really well, which is appropriate because so much of that music just, I think, enduringly still sounds, just makes you want to get up and dance, makes you feel like there's so many good things in the world and so much good energy you can put out there. So that's kind of what I wanted to get from the tune. Yeah, it seems to, be giving a lot of people that feeling. So that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.